What's up everybody? The jig I'm going to be tying for you I call the cherry cola minnow. So to tie this jig I'm starting with a 1/32 ounce black jig head. I've put some reflective eyes on there and we're going to be using a black UTC Ultra Thread 70 denier. We just start that thread at the head and take the thread down to the point of the hook. For the tail I'm going to be using a red marabou feather. So since this is a smaller jig that I mainly fish for bluegill and smaller crappie, I'm going to be doing a shorter tail, so it's going to be about the length of the hook shank. So once you've got it the right length, just place it on top of the hook and tie that in. Tie the butt end up to the head. We want to tie it tight so the feather doesn't spin. And once it's secured down well, you can clip that off. Now we're going to clean that up with the thread as we bring it back down to where we tied in the tail. Straighten that if you need to. Once you're happy with it, we can tie in our chenille. The chenille I'm going to be using is a barred maroon and brown chenille. So I'm just going to take a piece of that, tie it in right there at the tail, and tie the butt section up to the head. And now we're just going to start spinning. I'm going to take the thread back. I didn't tie it in quite at the tail. I did it a little too high, so let me fix that. There, now we're good. So now we can turn the chenille. Nice even wraps. And as you can see, it has a nice cola color. Once we get that chenille up to the head, we'll just tie that off, give it a couple good turns. And clip it off. And I like to add a half hitch here, just so the chenille doesn't come loose. And we're going to add a collar of ice dub to make this look like a real little minnow. So I'm going to be using this brown root beer colored ice dub. It has some purple, orange, and green fibers in there. So we're just going to take a little clump and stack that. We're just going to pull the fibers apart over and over and stack the ends. Just keep doing that until it's hard to pull apart. And once we've got those stacked, we're going to pull the fibers apart like this to thin them out. And we're going to hold the dubbing very loosely with just enough pressure to keep it in place. And do a super loose wrap of thread. And pull it tight. Make sure the thread stays just behind the head. And that'll create a nice even layer of ice dub around the whole jig. Now we're going to pull all that ice dub back over on itself and tie it down. Just give it a few good turns of thread in front of that. And now we can whip finish. Make sure you keep the thread in front of the ice dub the best you can. Now we can cut our thread. And if you have a dubbing brush or a comb, you can brush it out. But I don't have one currently, so I'm going to just pull the fibers out by hand. Just keep stroking it back until the fibers don't come loose anymore. And that should be good. So that's what it looks like. It's kind of crazy looking. It's got wild fibers going everywhere, but I'll show you what it looks like wet. It completely transforms. So this is what it looks like wet. It has a really nice minnow profile. So this jig works really well on crappie, bluegill, any panfish really, and even trout will take this. It's got some nice natural colors to mimic a real bait fish, and then that red tail just really catches the attention of those fish. tie some of these up for yourself and see how they fish. I just want to thank everybody who's been watching my videos and who has subscribed lately. The growth has been incredible and I'm very grateful. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe.